He was on earlier in the month, but he's coming back because the market is just moving at PLAID speed. Guys, the pace of the market right now is ultimately like Tesla PLAID, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But we're doing a second update this month because there's just so much activity going on. As you know, Gavin and I, Ignition Lane. Gav, what's going on in VC land?
VC is exploding. Artesian put together a report that had a look at 2011 to 2021. So that's a decade of time. Back in 2011, just 15 VCs in Australia. This was pre-Square Peg, pre-Blackbird, pre-Airtree, right?
Yep.
You fast forward to 2021, we've gone from 15 VCs to 115 VCs.
10x.
10x, that's right. But what's interesting is we're starting to get some specialization, right? Over that time, obviously Reinventure focused more on the fintech. They're backed by Westpac. But we saw that just last week, Tenacious Ventures came out with a $35 million ag tech fund, which is backed by Grok Ventures, which is Mike Cannon-Brookes' family office.
And so these VCs, I guess some of them are now jostling for unicorn status. And I guess there's been an explosion in VCs because there's also been an explosion in unicorns.
Yeah, and unicorns, so the figure is $1 billion, right? Will that figure...
Privately held business,
$1 billion.
valued at $1 billion or more.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we've spoken about the M&A transactions. There've been a couple of billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar exits recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about unicorns. We've got here, it's not even halfway through 2021.
Yep.
And we've seen more unicorns than the entire 2020 on a global scale.
That's insane. So the number is 166 compared to 163. So halfway through 2021, 166 versus the whole of 2020, 163.
163. So who is the number one investor with the most unicorns?
I can only imagine it would be my boy, Jason Langer. From Tiger Global, he's gonna hate me for that.
Tiger Global, the most active investor in this group of unicorns. These guys have been deploying billions and billions of dollars month after month after month. The minute they raise a multi-billion-dollar fund, they deploy it and they're ready to raise the next one.
Jason actually serves as the chairman here at Creative Cubes and a personal investor. And Jason and I grew up next door to each other.
You grew up next to everyone. How many houses did you have as you were growing up?
Just one, but it was pretty central.
So another interesting stat from Tiger is that Tiger have twice as many unicorns as Sequoia.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because they can.
Yeah. And actually, going to Berlin, let's flip over to Europe. We don't often talk about Europe, but Point 9 Capital in Berlin, who were investors in Vend that exited recently to Lightspeed for $350 million US. They also invested in Australia in Quilla, which is another startup here. They've just recorded their 9th unicorn in their portfolio, and they were in tech Twitter. They were going off. They were going nuts.
I've been to Berlin. It's very much like. Have you been to Berlin?
No.
It's very similar to Melbourne actually. It's very arty. It's quite amazing. So it's great to hear those guys have got number 9 under their belt.
Enough about this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the good stuff.
Let's get to the PLAID. Tesla PLAID was released earlier this week. And if you were capable enough of sitting through what I thought was a quite challenging articulation and display of
it was raw.
Sheer brilliance.
It was raw.
It was beyond raw. It was like,
This is the keynote of the Tesla model.
I mean, Elon is a freak, but I struggle to sit in front of his keynotes. They're dry. Yeah?
It draws you in, but then you want to go away, but then you get drawn back in.
Yeah, but they released Tesla Plaid. They actually canceled Tesla Plaid Plus. So the Plaid goes 0 to 100 or 0 to 60 if you're watching in the US in less than 2 seconds. And Plaid Plus was supposed to be doing it in less than 1 second. They canceled Plaid Plus because they just thought that was irresponsible. That wasn't a bad move by Tesla, but they've completely upgraded everything. I am a huge Tesla fan, huge Tesla fan. I think they are the car of the future. I think that where they're going, their ecosystem is second to none. I hear Volkswagen's doing this and Ford's trying to do that. I feel like that's a lot of background noise. Tesla are disrupting, they are delivering, and I just can't wait.
And they have fun while they're doing it as well. Like Plaid is named after Spaceballs, and during the keynote, Elon goes, of course, This is after Spaceballs, then laughs to himself and moves on to the next slide.
It is amazing. It is amazing. If you haven't seen it, I'll try and drop a link in the below. I apologize in advance if it's too grueling, but Tesla, I gotta tell you, I really look forward to the day where they bring out, a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 vehicle so that everyone can enjoy
Hey, you know what, before we finish up, while we were talking about Tesla, and Elon was the wealthiest guy in the world for a short period of time until things started kind of moving around and stuff. Well, Jeff Bezos, who is the wealthiest guy in the world, just moved on from CEO, just resigned from the CEO position at Amazon.
Yep.
Well, his spaceship company, he's taking the next seat out of here.
Yeah.
Resign from your job, off to space we go. That's what's happening here.
Heading up to
and also
space.
And his brother, and also one lucky passenger who this week paid $28 million to be the third person on this spaceship. They haven't announced who it is yet.
No, they haven't
Is it
announced. Not me. But they haven't announced it. I thought it was 36, but that might be 36 Aussie.
Aussie, yeah, it was 28 US, 28, and they're going to announce it later this week.
But what I love about that is the entrepreneur of entrepreneurs, which is Jeff Bezos, Amazon, is actually going to test out his own product.
Yeah. So that's one way to be able to eat your own dog food, to be able to test your own products. Let's just get on the spaceship and get the hell out of here.
Unbelievable. Congratulations, Jeff. I know that it's a childhood dream of yours to go to space. And
he's actually the first. Like, Elon Musk hasn't gone on SpaceX, Richard Branson hasn't gone on Virgin Galactic yet.
Sure.
So Jeff's like the first out of the three multi-billionaires who all run space companies to head out to space. So it's going to be fascinating to watch. I think July 20th, around that time, it's going to be happening.
See you guys.